All right. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. We are over watching. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it up here, watching the end of the podcast. And once we're done with the podcast, everyone's going to come. Hopefully, people are going to come over here and we're going to finish up and extrapolate and answer all your questions and what have you. So let me do this. I'm going to add that here. All right. There you go. Let me turn on the sound. What we're doing, we're not interested in making money off of it or whatever. We're just interested in kind of, hey, can we just pay our bills and not? I would like at some point to stop putting, six figures of my own money into Axanar and just kind of break even. That would be nice.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this, Alec. We're not going to get any secrets. We're not going to find out anything revealed in advance. But there's been a teaser trailer so far. Yeah. Will there be a full trailer prior to the release of this? And will it come around the time that Daedalus is released?
No. Daedalus will be released sometime between the end of December and the end of January. That's my guess.
Okay, so Daedalus we're definitely seeing this winter.
Absolutely. This winter, you're seeing Daedalus.
Okay.
Once we're finished with Axanar, so let's assume we hit our May 1st deadline, and it goes off to the Blu-ray printers.
Okay.
We'll make a trailer at that point.
All right.
I don't know what that trailer is going to be like, right? I let's face it, the Prelude trailers were amazing. I go back and look at the Prelude trailers and I go, oh, fuck, I'd watch that film. Right? Listen, I went back and watched our 10-year-old video asking for money for the Prelude Kickstarter where we raised $100.
Sure.
I watched that video and which I edited, right? Mark Edward Lewis literally took 3 days to teach me how to edit, and I edited the trailer for that Ask video for the Kickstarter. And I watched it again. I was like, where do I send my money? I want to see it.
It was so good you convinced yourself.
I convinced myself. It was so good. There were, so looking back at things that we did, we want to replicate the vibe. There's so much talk about vibes, right? We want to replicate that vibe, that excitement of fans. And the wonderful thing is you have a lot of Axanar fans. Let's face it, most Axanar fans are like, at best case, Axanar fans are, hey, we're looking forward to it when it comes out, right? And there are a lot of fans who are like, yeah, if it comes out, great. And then there's some fans who are like, it's never coming out. Okay. Wherever you fall on that spectrum, you are going to be so happy when Axanar comes out. You're going to be excited. You're going to be like, oh, it's worth the wait.
I was excited when the interlude came out. I was excited when that teaser came out with, with Crystal at the helm of the Ajax.
Yeah, and even the people who thought we were never come out go, oh well, they actually did it. Well, it was pretty awesome. And the haters are going to hate it because they're all convinced that I'm a scam artist. So they're going to hate it when Axanar actually comes out.
Yeah, sorry, you're and what do we call them? Not an amateur, not a professional, a prosumer. A prosumer wants good quality, but it takes a long time. Sorry, it took a decade. Here it is finally.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, we're excited about it, and we want to give it our best because we want to create that excitement again. And I think my hope is that the new owners of Paramount, we won't be able to call them Skydance. We'll have to call them Paramount. The new Paramount will be like, attaboy, go get it.
You hope. Do we know definitively, where their tastes and interests towards the fans lie?
No.
I guess we'll find out.
We're going to find out.
All right.
I think the smart money is on, there's a new sheriff in town.
I like it. Alec, is there anything else we want to share with our friends and fans until the next time we talk?
Yes. First of all, the Axanar store is open. Go to axanar.com and on the upper right corner, go to store, and you can buy all sorts of Axanar swag on our site.
And they make great holiday gifts.
Great holiday gifts. So and you can always contact me, Alec at Axanar.com. We're on Facebook. Please follow us. And there you go.
All right. You've been listening to official Axanar podcast number 70-something. It's one of the last ones of the year. We may talk before the end of the year. This could be the last one. There could be other things we are talking with Mark or other cool people like Jeff. We'll find out. Stay tuned, folks. In the meantime, you've been listening to the official Axanar podcast. We'll catch you next time.
Live long and prosper. All right, guys. There you go. There was the podcast. We've owed you guys that podcast for a while. So let's see if it's gonna turn. Hopefully we'll get a little bump. Oh. All right, tell everyone there's a live stream. So hopefully people come over. No, this is Evil Pete. No, this is Pee Wee. Pee Wee's my little boy. Everyone knows. Rob, what's up, buddy? Yeah. It's okay. You can get down if you want. Do you want to get down? You just want to hang in Daddy's lap. All right. Well, it's good to see everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Gosh, it's been a whirlwind. The last few weeks have been crazy. So, I mean, we haven't done Axanar Confidential in a while. We did some Axanar After Darks. But if you watch the podcast, you really got you found out everything that's going on. And, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But I think it covers it. I mean, we're in post-production, been going back and forth with our VFX team. There's just, we're doing compositing, we're doing backgrounds, we're doing VFX, narration is happening. Rotoscoping is happening. So there's a lot happening. And so you should all be part of the Axanar newsletter. So make sure you're part of the Axanar newsletter. If not, you can always email me, alec@axanar.com, or just go to the website, go where it says newsletter and sign up there. That's one. Two is our store is up and functioning now. Again, go to the website, go to the store link, and you'll find all the Axanar swag. And so it's all available there. The other thing is we've got auctions going on. I'm going to be sending out a newsletter first thing in the morning, but my eBay store is up and running. I've had this eBay store for 25 years. And I put a whole bunch of Star Trek autographs there, which we should what I should do is let's get a link for you guys. Oh, there we go. Oh, let me sign in, and I'll give you the information. Okay. Oh, geez. Now with two-factor authentication and everything, they're really making it difficult, aren't they? 972. All right. Yeah. Okay. So much to do. Okay. Let me figure out how to give you guys a link. Oh gosh, let me say hi to everyone here. So Wilhelm is here, Mike Scheisel's here.
Olive Drab. Val, of course, Val, how are you doing? Just a statistic. Who's that? Okay. Jens Knudsen, how are you? Red Tiller, good to see you again, sir. Good. Seems like a good crowd. So anyway, most of you, a lot of you guys are regulars and you've come here. So I'll tell you, you say, when are we going to release? This summer is the plan. We're kind of driving everyone towards certain dates. I'd like to have it all out, premiere it all together. However, it's quite possible we'll premiere episode 4 first and then episode 5. That's a big possibility. A lot depends on the Skydance Paramount merger. We'll see how that goes. Bill says, what Paramount getting the boot Axanar be like before the lawsuit? No, I mean, listen, we're not going to make the Axanar movie. All right, we're making 2 more episodes. And honestly, if Skydance came in and said, we love Axanar, go make a movie, here's $1 million, we would recast it and do it, and that would be awesome. And we do it for the, again, just YouTube, right? People keep saying, as I always say, and I said in the podcast, people are constantly like, we wish they would make Axanar. They should. Yes, listen, it would be great, right? But I would be ecstatic if they just if they called off the lawyers, which I think Skydance is smart enough to do that. I think Skydance are smart, really, really smart people. And one of the things they're going to do there, and I know for a fact they're looking at how do they engage with Star Trek fans, right? They're really serious about that. And I just think, geez, Skydance are ass kickers. I just think those guys are going to, and watching right now, there's a lot of turnover at Paramount, a lot. And Skydance is hiring a lot of lawyers. Pee-wee, are you done? Pee-wee's my little chihuahua. What do you want? You want to go out? He'll want to go out, and then he'll be scratching at the door. There he is. He gets over there. Oh, I may have to let him. Okay, now he's telling me he wants to go out. Hold on. All right, Pee-wee. Go have fun. No strippers. Gotta tell Pee-wee that. Kevin 8-Bit Forever. Arigato, my friend. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We love fans who love Axanar. Listen, some guy today said, I thought CBS shut this down. I'm like, where have you been the last 8 years? I mean, we've been, listen, we went through the lawsuit. Then we went through COVID. Then we went through having a knucklehead for a producer who just totally screwed things up and wasted an entire film shoot. We've been behind the 8 ball. There's been a lot of crap that's slowed us down. But we're getting there. We're in the red zone now, as they say. No, Taro is no, they are not. I would say Skydance is. I think Skydance. I want to temper my response because I haven't talked to them. But I think it's safe to. Everyone I talk to, whether they know Skydance or not, says, The word on the street in Hollywood is that CBS and Paramount were morons for suing us. I have never met in all my time, especially when I was out in LA and going to Hollywood parties all the time and meeting famous actors and directors and producers and whoever. I never once met anyone who thought CBS was smart and Paramount. They all thought they were idiots for suing us. Every single person, actors, and they were like, everyone in Hollywood was like, "What the fuck are they doing? They should just, give you guys a job or something, right?" So I think being that CBS and Paramount are, let's face it, as I always say, they're a distressed asset. They're $15 billion in debt. They're not $15 billion in debt because they're doing it right. Right? $15 billion in debt because there have been a lot of idiots making a lot of stupid decisions. Well, you got a new sheriff in town in Skydance, and they're coming in and they're changing the playing field. Now, it would make sense for them to be nice about Axanar and say, hey, go make it. We're good. As I said to CBS, I said, take it and put it on your website. Go make money with it. We don't care. We just want to make it. So I think that attitude will hopefully, Skydance will see that we're Star Trek fans. We love what we're doing, and we want to be friendly and be partners, or in expanding fandom. That's what we want to do. It's just like all the Star Wars fan films. You never see Lucasfilm giving shit to a Star Wars fan film. So anyway, there you go. There's my long-winded answer to whoever asked that question there. Let's see. Well, Stumblerock, listen, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it as always. You take care, and good night to you. It's going to be really interesting. We have a brand new podcast called The Omega Directive, and I do it with Jamie Rixham from Sidetrack. If you follow us, you should be all following Sidetrack. And we talk about that. We talk about all Section 31 because he's seen it. Now he's seen it, an earlier cut, but he's seen it, and he's like everyone's saying, it's not really Star Trek. And I think that's kind of, what people can become complaining about. It's like, well, that's good science fiction, but that ain't Star Trek, right? Hear that a lot. Yes, that is the goal. That is one of the goals, Tim, and we will keep everyone posted, of course. So yeah, and then I'm sorry, I'm just going back and looking at the comments. There's another one. So yeah, we agree, Mike. I mean, we want to be good Star Trek citizens. I've said this forever. Like 5 years ago, I gave them like 10 boxes, 8 to 10 boxes worth of VFX items, and they were stuff that wasn't. I think that I got them from Gary Hutzel, and when Gary gave me everything to sell before he passed, I told him, I said, well, there's a lot of this stuff that's not really. He said, look, you figure out what to do with it. If you can't sell it, give it away. So I gave it back to CBS, and I called Monica Levitt, the lawyer, and I said, come pick them up. And and after that, they continue to be assholes to me. And that's what those people do. So I hope they all get fired. Right? Hold on. That's Pee-wee scraping at the door, right? I told you, he can't make his mind up. All right, get in here. Oh, you want to come in here, Tinsel? We, needless to say, have a lot of cats here too. Oh, and although we got a bunch of cats in the pet store to be adopted now, so we've lowered, but we stocked up for a while. Well, that would be nice, huh? Well, listen. There, there you go. Did you want up? Oh. There's lots of ways to deal with Axanar. If you're Skydance, you can, as I said, just give us your blessing and we'll go make it, and it just inures to your benefit, right? That's one thing. The other thing is they could encourage us to make more. I'll tell you what I want to do. I would love to do, once we do this 4 years war series, I would love to do a Romulan War series. How cool would it be to do a Romulan War series and get all the original cast members back? Do it in the interview format and right? How cool would that be? So I could see doing that. Because they've got books about the Romulan War you use as a basis. I could write that in a month, and so there you go. Well, we have 4 dogs and 4 cats ourselves. And then right now there are a number of rescues, foster cats, cats we're fostering that we've rescued. We got 2 grays, 3, 4, 5 right now. I think so. There's 9 cats in this house, which is, we've had up to 15. Go to the Axanar, go to Axanar.com and go to the store. When you go to Axanar.com, upper right hand corner it says store. Click on that. All the Axanar merchandise. Yes, I know. Romulan War is. People have been asking me for a Romulan War series forever, and there is a Romulan War fan film that kind of took the idea of Axanar, Axanar, and ran with it. But they do like a lot of. They use a lot of footage from Enterprise, which you're not supposed to do. But of course, CBS doesn't go after them because it's clearly a fan film, right? The reason CBS goes after Axanar is because we're clearly not just another fan film. I think there's a lot of possibilities. I would love to do a Romulan War series, and I'd love to do it with the original actors. How cool! I just think that'd be amazing, right? It'd be amazing. And hey, Red Tiller, hardcover script. Been working on it this week. I started working on it again. It's almost ready. We got to get it laid out and then off to the printer. We've been working on that, working on the printer, making sure we got the right printer. I wanted to talk to Dave about it, Dave Lanyon, our executive producer, but unfortunately his father is not doing well, and so he's been a little. He stopped in on the podcast and said, "Hey," if you watch the podcast, you know that the whole idea of that podcast, the opening of the podcast was basically thanking him and Goodney Goodinson, who he brought in to be an executive producer with him. All right, let's see. Okay. There you go. All right, so I think I answered all the questions so far. Yeah, I mean, right? I've heard that season 5, 6, or 7 would deal with the Romulan War if Enterprise had gone that long. It's a shame they didn't. I think that series has aged well. And I think the books, do a good job telling the story of the Romulan War. I read all those books. I think there were 3. Right? I think it kind of starts in the Kobayashi Maru, and then it's Under the Raptor's Wing. I forget the names of the Romulan War books. Someone chime in, or we could we'll look it up together. let's see. Let me put this in here and see what we can pull up. So we're all talking. All right. Okay, so I guess there were two books, Beneath the Raptor's Wing and To Brave the Storm. Is that what everyone else gets? And I think it's like Kobayashi Maru was a first look into that, kind of set the stage for that. True. I mean, it would have been wonderful to have Tony Todd. Well, I'm sorry, Gary Graham play Soval, right? In the Romulan War series. But I think if we do the Romulan War, if we did the Romulan War, if I had $1 million to do the Romulan War, the focus would be on the actors from Enterprise. And yes, you're missing Gary. You're just going to have to add a different character since we lost Gary. And if not, it all depends how you write it. Do you even, because I would have to go back to those books and see how they handle things. So I don't know. I watched the first of the Romulan War movies. I think the second one came out. I think, and they were kind of like fan edits as much as they were fan films. Cutting in a bunch of the Enterprise stuff. They did kind of take. There was a lot of stuff that was very similar to Axanar, which. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? I don't get upset about that stuff because we're all ripping off Star Trek, right? But yeah, they did the whole interview thing, and they had a new ship that came in that was not part of canon. I think it was the Yorktown class or something, but basically looked like an Enterprise, an NCC 1701. So they did a lot of things that Axanar, they took a lot of things from Axanar, all fine and good, right? Listen, we've had 3 fan films made about Axanar, so it shows you that we're doing something right. But I would ideally like to adhere more closely to the books. A lot of it's going to be the story of the Daedalus class and how they came to be prominent, right? And how we all beat the Romulan telepresence devices, all that hacking, all the Romulan hacking, right? That's an important part of that story. Did Trip really die? Right? That's another thing. Because the last episode of Enterprise takes place after the Romulan War. And supposedly Trip dies. So if you're then doing a documentary series later than that, you have to explain why Trip's alive, which they did in the books. He didn't die. And of course, the last episode of Enterprise it's recreations, right? So it's not really what happened. It's recreations of what happened. Long story. Yes, I saw Pacific 301. Our good friend Eric Henry did that. It was pretty good. Do I ever get tired? You're going all the time. Do I ever get? Yeah, I get tired. But oh, excuse me. Like now, because I'm hitting the sack after this. Crystal's working tonight. Her friend's coming in from out of town and staying with us for like a week. So we had to get Crystal's office ready. And I just bought some bedding stuff that they needed. So I'm going to sleep because they're going to show up at like 3, 4 in the morning. So whether I like it or not, I'm sure they're going to wake me up. But so anyway, no, the Pasteur is an Olympus class ship that was built in the 24th century, right? That was the Pasteur was an Olympus class built in Picard's era. It just looks like a Daedalus class ship, like a futurized version of a Daedalus class, with the big sphere up front and everything. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, well, it's okay, Pee-wee. Pee-wee's asleep. I'm trying to sleep, right? I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, listen, it's amazing how some people who claim to be Star Trek fans don't want to embrace the ideals of Star Trek. What are you going to do? Let's see. Oh yeah. Mike's talking about the Daedalus class hospital refit patch that we did. Yeah, it's a pretty cool patch. Actually made by and that's actually, we have a patch for the Daedalus class hospital refit, the class, and then we have 3 other patches. We're supposed to have 4, but the patch company screwed up, so we're waiting on those. So yeah, and we're probably going to be coming out with 2 more patches of the Daedalus class hospital refit. I'm sorry, no, we did Geronimo class, my bad. We did the Daedalus class hospital refit patch, and we're coming out with 2 patches named after our executive producers, the USS Lanyon and the USS Goodness. So we're going to come out with 2 patches for the Daedalus, and they're really cool patches. So we'll be coming out with those. Heads up on those. Yeah, and we have a coin of those too, a challenge coin. How many just different Star Treks has Jonathan Frakes been in? He was in, right? He was in TNG. Didn't he do a guest appearance in Deep Space Nine? I mean, I'm not. Yeah, well, Thomas Riker was in Deep Space Nine. So yeah, he was in Deep Space Nine, and then he was in Voyager. Q brought him in, and then he was in Enterprise. So he was in the 4 modern Prime Universe series. He was twice in DS9. Once as Thomas Riker. Was he in as Will Riker? That's great, but you got to bring all 159,000 followers along with you. Otherwise, it doesn't count. What was the other one? The other Riker episode? Okay, I'm interested about that. Oh, excuse me for yawning. Oh, I'm sorry, Pee-wee. Pee-wee's trying to sleep. I keep waking him up. Is the good Riker as well? Okay. I thought, well, he spoke with Quark in Reunification Part 2. But that was Next Generation. That wasn't Deep Space Nine. Was Will Riker in Deep Space Nine? I'm not sure he was. Who knows? Who can tell me that? Yeah. So there you go. Any questions? Any other questions I can answer for you guys before? Yes. Well, that'd be nice. That would be nice. He spoke with Quark. Which episode was that? I don't remember that. But not that I don't believe you. But you gotta back it up. Yes, thank you. We take great pride in our patches. I think someone either ordered a set, or I had to send off a set of patches, like one of every patch to someone. Don't have a new coin yet, so stay tuned. We will. Not yet. You should see the teaser trailer. If you haven't seen the teaser trailer, that's out. That's Garth's narration over a whole bunch of cool shots of the Ares and the Klingons. So, yeah. All right. Oh, well, good for you, Val. Val's been struggling over the past year, lost her parents, had some health challenges, but Val, you'll have to catch me up on that. Love to hear how everything's going. So happy you have your own apartment and you've got your dog. So that's awesome. Tell me about it. Tell me, just send me a message on Facebook and we'll chat. Yeah, another filmmaker who I have a great deal of respect for is pushing me to make another Garth episode that takes place in the future. I want to do stuff like that. Absolutely. I want to see Garth in a Monster Maroon. And I just did a little bit for, I just did like an insert shot for Josh Irwin for one of his Avalon shows, which I love Josh. So yeah. I know, I'm sorry I'm yawning so much. It has been a long ass day. So I woke up this morning at 3:47. And I knew like immediately I wasn't going back to sleep. So I go downstairs. I'm about to take the dogs out the wall. I'm cleaning up. I think someone had pooped downstairs, as they often. We have an old dog who tends to poop. Anyway, so I'm cleaning up. I forgot what I was doing. Crystal walks in just then. She got home from work. So take the dogs out. Then we have to give subcutaneous fluids to our senior dog. We have a Yorkie poo, Charlie Brown, who's 17 and has kidney problems. So we need to keep him hydrated. So we give him subcutaneous fluids. So we had to do that. Then I had to come upstairs and get Mama Cat. We have one of the two cats we rescued from Polk County Animal Shelter needs subcutaneous fluids because she's a little dehydrated. So I had to come upstairs, get her, wrap her in a blanket, go down. We had to give her subcutaneous fluids. And that is, what an IV, you've seen the IVs in a medical show, right? Ringer's lactate, you know what that is. You basically have, it's on a needle and it's not intravenous. It's just under the skin. So you take the needle, bevel up, and you pinch their neck skin and you just pop it in there. So we did that. So we did Charlie Brown, got fluids. Oh, and when Charlie Brown gets fluids, he then gets a quesadilla. Yes, he gets a quesadilla. He gets a keto-friendly tortilla and cheese quesadilla. Trying to keep since he's old, we do keto-friendly quesadillas because they don't spike blood sugar, right? And and we got to be careful with him. We don't want to give him too much protein because of his kidney issues. So a keto diet is good for him, just like with the humans. So we did that, and then I don't know. I came upstairs, and I don't think I probably cleaned up litter boxes, and I finally went back to sleep. And then I tried to go to sleep, and then I said, oh, I needed to go out to Walmart. So I was like, all right. At that point, it was like 5:30. I'm like, when I had to make a deposit for Crystal, and then I hit Walmart, and then I came home. So by 6:30, I was back in bed and slept till like 9. Okay. Then I got up, and I had been going nonstop all day. I went up to the studio. I listed a bunch of stuff on eBay. Went up to the studio, picked up a bunch of stuff to list on eBay. Dropped off some dog food for one of our volunteers. I have a big 50-pound bag of dog food, and he's homeless. He lives in his car with his 2 dogs, so we take care of him. Got him some brand new bowls. Just on this freezing weather, we let him stay in the studio with the dogs because they're like, you're not staying out in your car in this weather. You know, it was freezing. We said, stay in the studio. You can. That's okay. I bought him 2 huge crates because big dogs. 2 huge crates for his dogs. I just gave him metal bowls so he could feed them and give him water in the crates. And I just give him a big bag of dog food. So we're trying to take care of people, right? Wherever you can do good work, you do good work. It's Brian. It's subcutaneous, under the skin, right? Subdermal, you could say. Oh, that's very cool. I love hearing that. The next show should be Daedalus. The Daedalus featurette will be out sometime in the next couple months. Josh is working on that. Yeah, seniors, always taking care of seniors is a great thing. Yeah. Mike, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. We lost one of our senior dogs last year to cancer. Yes, we're going to do that. Yes, absolutely. So I think this is an issue. We don't know what changes happened to Garth. So that is something to consider. Yes. Yes, please hit the like button. We appreciate you saying so. Thank you so much. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not as long-lived as Garth would probably be, but I think I'm doing all right for 64. I think I can play a 50-something Garth. So, well, thank you, DAF. We appreciate it. Everyone hit the like button, please. And that's it. So if there's no other questions, we're going to call it a night. I wanted to make sure we got out here. Hey, listen, things are going great. I finally got not finished VFX shots, but after first round, we went previs. Now we have, I don't know how I should, intermediate VFX shots. Most of the work is done. They're not finished. So think about it. If you're building a car from scratch, right? You put the car together, but you haven't painted it and put on the chrome. Those kind of VFX shots I'm going to be showing you guys. So those will be out this week. I'll be making a post about it, so you all be able to see some stuff. And that's it. Any questions? Let us know. Do check out the email coming out. We got the auction this weekend. So it's on eBay. So check that stuff out. We also got a big Star Trek auction coming out in like March or April with all sorts of collector items, screen use props and costumes. So there you go. Yes, keto diet is very good for animals as well as humans. Yeah, absolutely. But well, that's it. Hey, listen, my friends, thank you so much. I thank you all for your support. We greatly appreciate it. Your support, just being there and cheering us on and being patient. is so important to us. We appreciate it, really. Believe me, every once in a while, I just get sick and tired of hearing some knucklehead online saying it's never coming out. It's like, oh God. Or when's it coming out? It's like, wait a second. You're commenting on an update video where I talk about when it's coming out and you're asking me when it's coming out. Why don't you watch the damn video? So there you go. I will, Michael. Thank you so much. I'm not married. She's a fiance, not a wife, but thank you so much. No, Paramount does not limit anything. So yeah, you don't know what I think about them, but that's it. So thank you so much. Thank you, Drab. Good seeing you again, man. You've been around forever. There's Wright Sublette pops in at the end. How are you, Wright? Val, make sure you touch base with me. Yeah, believe me, we're getting ready. I just bought 2 more heated cat houses. So we're excited about that. So there you go. All right. Love you all. Thank you so much. Any questions, you know where to reach me. Right. To send me a message. Tell me all about your foster situation. I'd love to hear it. If anyone has any questions, you know where to reach me. Alec at Axanar.com, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all. Take care. Thank you so much. We will look and I'm going to try and do another one of these next Friday night with some guests. Okay. All right, y'all. Cheers.